What is going on? So this is what I'm doing. Trying to go through this factory wiring harness for under the hood. Sort of a bowl of spaghetti right now. Trying to clean all the paint off the wire. I cut all that stuff out of the wiring harness. And this is the other half. And I had a bunch of stuff that was soldered up. And a lot of wires that were twisted together. So I might have a little issue with under the hood wiring, but if I have to, I'll buy a new harness from the fuse box forward. But got the hood bolted on there, got the fenders on it, and I've been working on it a little every night. Got my ground hooked up for my MSD. I got the water temperature sensor installed. I have the oil pressure gauge installed. I started installing the dash last night. Still a work in progress there. Got all the switches mounted in there, and need to do something with the face now. Probably going to go with some Lexan and then put some gauges, a tack, and a speedometer in the factory speedo location, because all my stuff got really banged up. It's been sort of in disrepair for a while. I repaired it the last time I did this car years and years ago, and it was pretty much done then. So I could take the unit out of the other car, but I'm not going to do that, the Ventura, because I want to get it going next, and I don't want to rob any more parts than I have to off that car. So I did get a couple mail calls, so I want to do that. VW BP8, so you guys check him out. He's up there in the Great North there, up by Matt. I think he's in Washington or Oregon, I'm not really sure, but he's got a couple Volkswagen projects. He's got some Bajas and a rail buggy, and he makes some cool stuff. And then VW Restoration, check this guy out. I went through and checked all his videos out this morning, and he's got quite a few good things going on there. He's doing some metal work. He's got him a bead roller he bought, and he's making all his panels. He was putting a door skin on a bus. So a little bit of everything there. Check him out. He makes some really good videos, and you know, does some really nice work. So check him out for sure. So not a lot going on here. It's the first video since the hurricane. We didn't get a whole lot of damage here. Sort of lost the one cover off the AC system. And the front door and the front window got broke in the house, but that's about it. And this is light brush on my street. My neighbor lost his roof over there from some limbs, and I saw them. We did an estimate on that the other day, but there's more damaged areas, so it's slow on the cleanup. This is all the brush, and there's a couple more brush piles down that way, but mainly the water oak or oak tree limbs that broke off. You know, that's what we get here in Florida. A lot of oak trees, a lot of road erosion, highway erosion over on the coast. They're still working on that, but here not a whole lot. So I did board the windows up, and that's how the one got broken. When I was boarding that up, I do need to replace the windows on the house anyway, so I'll probably just go ahead and do that. You know, just start with one at a time. I was going to change them a couple months ago, and they said they changed the regulations on what they could be. The manufacturers were revamping all their windows, so the stuff that they had at Lowe's wasn't up to code. And you got to get a permit to put windows in, so you know, everything has to be up to code. So yeah, the motorhome just lost the AC vent. I don't know if something hit it. You know, the wind was sort of ripping through here, and that was the worst of it. We did use the motorhome for 3 days. We were in the motorhome, no power, so it was nice to have that, have the shower, and you know, someplace to watch TV and stuff like that. I'll show you the cover. Got pretty foobarred. It already had some damage on it anyway, so that's that. I'll have to buy one of those. It's sort of a different style from what I had on the other motorhome. Of course, you know, couldn't be the same, or I could use one of those. But I haven't priced one of those out. I bet it's probably going to be $200 or $300, $400, $500 at least. And yeah, so that's what's going on. My neighbor lost some of his fence from branches falling and stuff. And yeah, that's what's happening. Not a whole lot. Really can't complain, especially with the damage that they have in North Carolina. Man, it seems like they got the brunt of the storm for sure. Even though we got hit directly by it, they got all the water. So that's what's going on here. I did go over to Daytona. I didn't bring any. I didn't bring the camera with me, but the beaches here got extra sand, probably about an extra 6 feet of sand, and it just covered all the boardwalks and stairways and stuff like that up. So they're just moving sand around. But we lost a bunch of sand years ago from another hurricane. So it's funny how stuff works out. But anyway, just wanted to do that mail call real quick. Let everybody know everything's going good here. Just working on the Nova, trying to get it together. It's starting to look like a car again. Got a few issues down here I'm dealing with. Broke a bolt off, and I got to drill that out and bolt the bottom of the fender down. This door needs to slide forward a little bit. Gap's a little tight back here, and it's a little too big here. So I'm going to split the difference, tighten the gap up here, and fix this issue down here. That's probably what I'll work on tonight. And I took the grill pieces all apart. Got to get these sandblasted up and painted, cleaned up, and some new screws and clips and stuff like that. So mainly I've just been trying to concentrate on the wiring harness and get all the wires where I can identify the colors. I'm going to try to attempt to put all this back together. I got to put the fuse box in that hole there and see what we come up with. I did dig some fender wells up, and I need to get those painted. I sort of want to paint them orange, same color as the fenders and the hood, and Hans is like they should be black. So I don't know. I sort of wish I painted the firewall orange, but I didn't. I painted it black, and now I got to deal with it. So that's where we're at now. I did get those cleaned up. The ones I have aren't great. I do, like I said, I have stuff in this car I could rob, but I don't really want to rob anything off that because I want to make that a complete car here. But these were out of the burn car, so I need to pull that fuel pressure regulator off, and that one has a fuse box on it, and they have a little patchwork here and there down in this area, but all in all they're not too bad, and I'll probably go ahead and use them because these things aren't cheap. And once I put a little paint on them, I think they'll be okay. I haven't had these in the car in quite a while. When I was younger, I took those out and threw them away to make the car lighter. But I sort of want to incorporate those into the build this time to keep all the components under the hood as clean as possible, so it's not throwing stuff up from the tires into the engine compartment. So that's where we're at right now. Not a lot going on with the SR20 build. Hans did ask me if we still had an engine hoist, so I think he's planning on putting the motor and tranny on this soon. And that's where he's at. He got his booster bolted up there, and a master cylinder, and the wiper motor. And he's putting it on dirty. He didn't paint anything. I don't know about that, but it's his car. And that's what he's doing with this. I don't know what he was doing the other day. He's messing with the, he sold the journal bearing turbo, bought a ball bearing turbo, took the tubular header off and put a cast iron factory header back on it. And I don't know what he's doing. He's on his own little mission here. He is bound and determined to make it as dependable as possible. And I think that's what he's after. So I don't know how the ball bearing turbo is going to help that, but it does spin really nice, and it's probably a better piece than he had before. It's a Garrett, so it's probably a little nicer than the Turbonetics unit for sure, being that it was a ball bearing. But that's where he's at on this. Haven't really worked on the bug a whole lot. Did wipe some stuff on it and got the hood and etch, and threw a little etch on this side. Still need to prime it. I did put a little etch on this so I could see what it looked like, and it doesn't look too bad. So I think we're pretty close there. and I haven't even started on the other side. So I have been driving the convertible quite a bit, been enjoying that, and that is for sale if anybody's interested in that. I wanted to sell it before I did a lot of work to it, because of course the price goes up when you start working on them. But if anybody's interested in this, I want $10,000 for it the way it sits right now. And after I start working on it, the price will just go higher. The first thing we're going to address is the floors. They're in bad shape behind the driver's seats on both sides. So I'll probably go ahead and put full pans in just to eliminate any issues. And the actual structure itself, the heater channels and all that stuff is good. You know, the interior is decent. Could use a new steering wheel. It's got some cracks and it's got some wear. I did have a nice steering wheel and I gave it away, and I should have probably kept that. But yeah, that's where we're at with this thing. It runs and drives really good, really dependable. I haven't had any problems with it. It doesn't burn any oil or anything like that. And got the motor all straightened out. I hadn't put a 6-volt coil on there, and that made it run a lot better. It had a blue coil when I bought it that had gone bad, and I don't have a lot of experience with 6-volt cars, so I put a 12-volt coil on it and it would run, but it ran poorly. So once I put the 6-volt coil on it, it really runs really well now. So me and Neil drove this over to the beach quite a few times when he was here. It drives really really nice. So the top has this one tear in it right here. I got a piece of tape over that. I'll probably replace the top if I get into working on the car. I do need to pick up a vent glass is broken up here, the hinge piece. So it's Gorilla taped in right now. I don't want to lose what pieces I have left. And we have the Volkswagen show coming up, so maybe I can score a piece or two there. This car is really clean though. If you start looking around underneath at it and stuff, you can see the fuel tank and the hold downs and everything's just correct in there. The wiring hasn't been all butched up, and it's never been wrecked in the front either. When you pull that tire out, everything's nice and clean. So little stuff like this, little rust holes, little dents, little imperfections in the paint where it's just, you know, it's time. It probably had some marginal body work done on it at one time in a paint job, and it's just it's run its course. The wheels and tires are brand new on here, and I do have the original wheels, tires, and hubcaps that came with it. So that's what's going on with that. This truck's also for sale if anybody's interested in the 2500 HD with an LS. It's needs a little work on the inside. It's a little you know, used. I was going to do a little work in here, but Andrea is ready to just put it up for sale and cut her losses and get rid of it. One thing this truck absolutely has none of is rust. So you guys up north that are looking for a nice solid, you know, truck with absolutely no rust anywhere, not on the frame, not on the springs, it's rust free. So this is a 2-wheel drive with a body lift. I don't really understand the purpose of that, but that's how my wife wanted it, and that's how she got it. She drove this thing for 4 or 5 years, and it's just time to pass it on to the next person. So that's where it's a good looking truck. Actually, I would probably keep it to tow my car with if I didn't have the motorhome, but can't have so many cars that you can't afford the insurance, and that's about where I'm at now. So I don't know, I got 10 or 13 of them, and it's just too many. So got this truck, the Porsche, the Bug, the Nova, the Ventura, the motorhome, the bus. Hans is driving my bus right now because his BMW blew the clutch up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. I've been rambling plenty enough, and it's good talking to you guys. Thanks for the mail. Don't forget to check these guys out. vwdarrin, go check him out. vdubp8, check him out on the YouTubes. He's got some cool stuff. and he always spots cool Volkswagens and throws those up too. And then VW Restorations, this guy's doing some incredible work. Check him out. I think he was down under, and you won't be disappointed with his stuff at all. So you guys have a great day. I'm gonna go and shut this off. I'm going back inside. I want to say thanks to Doug, Lakeside Rancher, for giving me a call before the storm. And I need to get a hold of him. I did trash my phone in the storm too. So if you've been trying to call, it's probably either going to voice message or just ringing. But I'll get back with you, Doug. And thanks again for giving me a call. It was good talking to you.